Hello everyone, it is Scyta here, and today I will be providing you guys with my own ultimate tweaking guide for your system. And today we'll be covering a tweaking guide designed by myself to enhance performance within gaming and casual scrolling. This guide covers on how to get better frames, lower input delay, lower system latency, and possibly lower ping. A little bit of a longer video for you guys, but I recommend you guys watch the whole thing to ensure the best performance throughout your computer. Before we hop into the video, guys, I would like to bring up that I do offer a complete private tweaking session to where I tweak your computer myself with my private and advanced tweaks. If you guys are interested in my private tweaking service, you guys can check it out in the description. Other than that, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Alright, so to start off with today's video, you will need to install the ultimate tweaking guide pack. To do so, you simply need to click on the first link down below in the description and do the task the link gives you to receive the download. Once you guys have downloaded the pack, drag it onto your desktop and extract it with WinRAR or 7-zip. From there, you guys are ready to begin tweaking. Alright boys, now that you guys have the ultimate tweaking guide extracted onto your desktop and installed the correct way, what you guys simply want to do is simply open up the pack and we guys can begin tweaking. So to begin, we're going to go with step number 1, restore point. What you guys want to do is simply click on restore point, and what a restore point will do is it will set a backup point on your computer to where if this optimization has any negative effect on your computer, you guys can simply just back up to how your computer was before the optimization. So that being said, how to create a restore point is just simply double click on this little shortcut. Once this opens, you guys want to simply press create, and once you guys want to create a store point, you can name it whatever you like. I'm going to name mine, let's say GG on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? That's not self promo or anything, but it is a very good recommendation for a restore point name. But once you guys have picked out a name, all you guys have to do is simply press create, and that will simply create a restore point. Like I said, this is simply only for you to be able to back up your computer. Once that's done, you guys can simply press create and finish out. And whenever it's finally created, you guys can back out and go to the menu. Once you guys are at the folder menu, you guys will want to move on to step number 2, aka Debloat Drivers, your current driver. Now, how you guys would like to do this is simply double clicking on these, and you should see this display driver uninstall.exe. This is what we're going to be doing. Right click on this, you run as administrator. You guys can click no to the updates. This version is completely fine, it completely works. No again, okay. Now once you guys have clicked through all that, you simply just want to select your device type. We are going to be selecting your GPU, and you guys are going to click clean and do not restart. This should take a while. Do not get scared if your second monitor turns off. If you had one, yeah, it's going to turn off. It will turn off just because we're uninstalling the drivers, and for some reason it has a lot to do with your second monitor, but we'll be back as soon as this gets. All right, boys, whenever you guys have fully uninstalled your driver, it should pop up with a screen saying that you are done and your drivers are deleted. You can simply exit out of DD. All right, once you guys have finished uninstalling your driver, you guys simply need to back out and reinstall your drivers. How we're going to do so is for NVIDIA users, you guys are going to be using NVIDIA Clean Install. Now, for AMD users, I just recommend you guys downloading the most recent AMD software through your browser. So you guys have to just look up AMD driver and then look for the driver for your specific GPU. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop into how to install and debloat a NVIDIA driver. All right, so once this pops up, you guys want to click on this little tab that says manually select a driver version. I'm going to select, all right, so for me personally, I recommend 457.3. Now, you know what I'm saying? Drivers can be different for everybody, and I recommend testing other drivers as well, you know what I'm saying, just to see what works best for your system, because, you know what I'm saying, drivers work different for everybody. Another one I would recommend is simply this one, 45.55. It works best for me, but for most people, I recommend 457.3. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop into it. I'm going to click next. I'm going to click. All right, so this is very important. You guys cannot mess this up because you can really screw over your computer if you don't do this right. So what I recommend is pressing telemetry, NVIDIA container, GeForce Experience. That's optional. You guys can put GeForce Experience there if you like to take clips and etc. Scroll down a little bit. You're going to find NVIDIA backend and node.js. All right, so once you guys have this, you guys can click next, and then it will prepare the sources for you to install your driver. Once it has gathered all the information and all the downloads that you guys need to download your new driver, all you guys want to do is simply press perform a clean installation and then click next. I'm not going to personally install the driver because I already have the driver. I don't need to install it, but what will pop up is simply just asking if you want to install the driver and what you want to install. That is pretty much manual and custom preference to the user, so that's up to you guys. Now that you guys have installed your new drivers, what we're going to do now is we are going to be tweaking the settings for your GPU. So how we're going to do that for number 2 do is MSI mode. This works for both NVIDIA and AMD users. All you guys have to do is simply right click, run as administrator, click yes. And then from here, you guys want to find your graphics driver. For me, it is my NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070. I'm going to press check on the MSI mode because I know it's on my motherboard, and I'm going to set this to high. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely, it's an interrupt priority. You're setting your GPU priority to high, which is something I recommend for everybody. And also, while you're here, I also recommend setting your Ethernet connection or Wi-Fi connection to high as well. So I'm going to do so here. All right, so once you guys have done that, I'm going to press apply, and then I can exit out of this. All right, so now that we have installed our drivers and set our MSI mode, we need to tweak our 3D settings within our softwares of our GPUs. How we will do so is simply just right-clicking on your monitor, and you guys will find your control panel or your Radeon software. Now, this will differ between if you're an NVIDIA or AMD user. Therefore, I have two different folders. These two folders tweak your settings within your control panel or Radeon. So I recommend clicking on whichever one you have, and there will be pictures of settings that you guys need to copy. So for NVIDIA settings, I can personally show you guys. I'm going to open my control panel now. All you guys have to do is go to adjust settings with preview. I recommend using, if this is turned all the way over here, I recommend clicking on this last little dot, turning it to performance, then clicking on use advanced 3D settings, and then go over into your manage 3D settings. From here, you guys can copy all of these settings. From here, all you have to do is simply just open one of the pictures, and you guys can copy these settings here. Once you guys have done that, you guys can move on. All right, so for AMD, it's the exact same thing. Look into the AMD folder and copy the settings in the AMD settings. Now that we have finished debloating your drivers, we need to do step number 3, power plan. All right, so for your power plan, all right, so to start off this, you guys simply just want to click on the second folder, aka power plan. What this will do is it will set the power plan name Bitsum highest performance. This is probably the best basic power plan out there. So now you guys have to finish. So to install this power plan, you guys don't want to run the bash file. You guys want to click on it just once, highlight it, and then click edit. Now what you guys want to do here is click back onto your file, and you want to look at the file location of Bitsum highest performance power plan. How we're going to do that is so to install Bitsum highest performance, you guys need to find out your file location. That way we can choose where to import the file. So how we're going to do so is you're going to click on this little taskbar up here explaining on where you are in your files. Once you guys have clicked that, it should highlight. All you guys have to do is copy, paste. And now that you guys have copied that, you guys want to open this little CMD that I had you guys edit earlier. And you guys just simply want to find where it says power CFG import. And in between the quotations, you just want to copy and paste all the way up till /Bitsum highest performance. You want to copy and paste your location there, and then you guys want to click save. And from there, all you guys have to do is right click, run as administrator, and it should set Bitsum highest performance. Once you guys have done that, you guys can exit out of this, and you guys can back, and you guys want to look on idles. Now this is all right, so now that you have your power plan set, we're going to back into the power plan folder, and we're going to look on the folder named idles. What this will do is it will essentially disable a setting named disable idle, which will set your CPU usage to 100%. Don't worry guys, that's not a bad thing in this situation. So as you can see, my CPU usage is at 100% whenever I right click and run playing a game as administrator. This is a visual effect. This is not actually at like a hardware damaging percentage. But let's say, you know what I'm saying, you guys are playing the game. I recommend turning on this setting. If you guys want to turn it off and you're not playing a game and this paranoids you, all you guys have to do is right click and press not playing a game. But what I would recommend is taking this, dragging it to your desktop, and you know what I'm saying, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're playing a game, right click run as administrator. If you're not playing a game, right click run as administrator. This will make your game feel much more smooth whenever you right click and run this as administrator. So alright, so now that we have officially finished power plan, we're going to be moving on to number 4, Windows settings. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and open this up and then go to number 1, aka registries. What you guys are going to do here. Alright, so these registries have names that basically explain themselves, so you guys can run them depending on if you guys want want to run them. It pretty much describes it on the name. So I'm going to go ahead and run all of these. All you guys have to do is just double click it. Yes, and okay. Repeat that process for all registries that are listed below. Once you guys have now gone through all the registries, you guys can back out to this folder. All right, so now that we have finished number 1, we're going to move on to number 2, aka mouse tweaks. All right, so once you guys have opened this up, you guys, this is one of the simplest tweaks out there. All you guys have to do is right click, run as administrator, and just follow the okay and yes pattern. So when you click okay, yes, okay. All right, from there, all right. Once you guys have finished the mouse tweaks, you guys can back out of this and we can go to number 3, aka Windows settings. Alright, so from here, you guys are going to move on to number 1, aka performance options. We're just going to double click on all of these. They are all shortcuts. And once you guys have this open, we're going to simply click on adjust for best performance. Once you guys have done that, you guys probably want to tick show thumbnails instead of icons and smooth edges of screen fonts. What this will do is it'll essentially make your windows not necessarily look worse, but it will disable a lot of features in your windows. All right, once you guys have checked those 2 boxes, you guys can move over from visual effects to the advanced tab. If this is on background services, I highly recommend you click programs. And once you guys have done that, you guys can simply press apply, and then you guys can press OK. And then we're moving on to number 2, aka turn game bar off. What you guys want to do is simply just uncheck this little box and then turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Game bar is one of the worst things you can have running in your computer, and it definitely destroys performance. So once you guys have turned that off, you guys can back out and move over to number 3, aka transparency effects, and turn that off. If this is on, all you guys have to do is uncheck it. Also, I recommend switching your Windows color from light to dark, aka dark mode. You know what I'm saying? That's not really like a tweak, but something I just recommend. You're weird if you use light. Other than that, you guys can exit out. We can move on to number 4, aka 100% scaling. What you guys want to do is just scroll down and look at the scale layout. Make sure this is at 100%, not 120, not 150, 100. Once you guys have set that, once you guys have set your scale settings, you guys can simply exit out of this and go to number 5, aka Windows Fix Blurry Apps off. Now what you guys want to do is you simply just want to turn fix scaling for apps, completely turn that off. And once you guys have done that, you guys can exit out. And then we have MS config. What you guys want to do is open this up and go to the tab under boot, and then go to advanced options and click on this little checkbox up here at number of processors, and click this and change it to number 8. Once you guys are done with that, you guys can press OK. And then I also recommend taking this little no GUI boot. And once you guys have done that, press apply, then press OK again and exit without restart. Alright, once you guys have finished MS config, we are now done with Windows settings. Alright, so now that we are done with number 4, we are moving on to number 5, aka network tweaks. You guys want to open up this little folder, and this is pretty one of the simpler things to do. All it is, you know what I'm saying, right click, run as administrator. So to begin with, we're going to clear our DNS cache. All you guys have to do is right click, run as administrator, click yes. This should clean up all the cache that you guys have in your Windows IP configuration. Once you guys are done with that, you guys can press any key to close out of it. Same goes for network. These are just simple network tweaks that I made it for you guys. You guys can press OK whenever finished. You guys have finished your network tweaks. We can move on to number 6, aka ISLC. All right, so what ISLC is it's essentially like a timer resolution, and also kind of like a memory cleaner, well, a standby list cleaner, but and it's all built in one. So what you guys want to do is simply just want to take this little ISLC extractor, drag this over to your desktop, run this as administrator. It doesn't really matter though. Press extract, and it should extract this little folder here. What you guys want to do with this folder, you guys simply just want to open this up. You want to make sure ISLC is running at all times of your computer. So you guys just want to right click, run as administrator, click yes. And from here, you guys want to set the settings that once you guys have ISLC open, you guys simply want to figure out how many gigs of RAM you have, and how to do so. You guys simply just want to right click on your taskbar, click task manager, go over to the performance tab and find your memory. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So I'm going to go to ISLC gigabytes folder. I'm going to click 16 gigabytes. And this basically shows me the settings I needed to set for my ISLC. So I'm going to do so now. If you guys want to be a little bit more accurate, you guys can take your total system memory and half that. And that is what you guys want to put under free memory is lower than. So for me, I'm just gonna type in 8,000. I don't really care all that much. I'm gonna take this little enable custom timer resolution. I'm going to go 0.5. And from there, I'm pretty much good to go. I'm gonna press purge standby list, because as you can see, I have a lot of standby. And from there, you guys can start. And then once you guys have started it, do not, and I repeat, do not minimize, exit out. Do not exit out. You guys want to minimize this and have it running in the background. What it'll look like is this little green little screen in the background. Also, make sure to rebuild your performance counters. Just run that as administrator. You know what I'm saying? Pretty simple. after that, you guys are good to go. Make sure to open that every single time you open your computer. Other than that, we can back out and we can move to number 7, aka Debloat Windows. The first step of debloating your Windows is simply running a simple cleaner, aka disk manager. All you guys have to do is click this little shortcut, click OK. Well, choose what your Windows is running on. So for me, it's my C drive. I'm gonna click OK, and I'm gonna drag it over into the middle. I'm going to click anything that I want to delete. So for example, I can delete my downloads. Actually, I'm gonna keep my downloads and I'm going to delete everything else. Therefore, I'm going to press OK, and then I'm going to delete files. You guys can tick whatever you want to delete. I recommend ticking exactly what I ticked. That you really shouldn't have anything important on what I ticked. Once you guys have done that, you guys can back out and go through startups. All right, so next up, we have auto runs. We're just gonna right click, run as administrator. This will simply turn off all startups that opens up on your computer that you don't want to open up automatically. So I'm going to basically uncheck everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need anything to automatically open. You know what I'm saying? If I need it open, I'll open it. You know what I'm saying? I recommend unchecking everything. That's up to you guys though. Make sure you're on the log on tab. By the way, I don't think I said that. But once you guys have done that, you guys can exit out of this. You guys can back out. And then we have the Windows app debloat. So this is pretty simple. You guys can edit and check to make sure that you guys don't debloat anything you guys don't want. This is the app name, so you guys can scroll through, see if there's any apps here that you guys use. If you guys do use these apps, I don't recommend doing this, but most of you guys won't use the app, so it doesn't really matter. So what you guys want to do to debloat your Windows apps, all you guys have to do is just right click, run with PowerShell, and it should debloat most of your applications that you guys just don't really need, like Microsoft Office. How many gamers use Microsoft Office? You know what I'm saying? Or a calculator. Let's be real, nobody opens it. I've used my calculator a couple times. Not the point though. All right, so we're just gonna sit here and skip to whenever this finishes. All right, so I've officially debloated all of my apps, so I can exit out of this and I can move on to my next tweak, aka now that we are done with that, we are going to move on to number 8, aka disable scripts. So I'm going to open my tweaking script. This is pretty much a personalized tweaking software that I created. It's batch tweaking. So here it will ask you if you would like to disable something, yes or no. Y standing for yes, N standing for no. So you guys can simply type in whichever one you want. So for me, I do not want to disable my Windows search, so I'm going to press no. Windows Store, I don't need my Windows Store. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft, you know what I'm saying? I don't use disable Wi-Fi. I use Ethernet. I recommend doing this if you guys are Ethernet. If you guys are Wi-Fi, do not disable your Wi-Fi. And you guys can just go through it and press yes or no to whichever one you want. So we're gonna fast forward me going through my script. All right, I've officially went through my tweaking script, and once you guys have done that, you guys can simply just back out and move on to number 9. All right, so for number 9, we are going to be moving on to the best tweaks available, you feel me? Number 9, we're going to click on this, and we're going to click on the best tweak. We're going to run this as admin, you know what I'm saying? Let's wait a little minute, you know what I'm saying? Let it sink in. We're going to click yes. And what will pop up is simply an invite to my Discord and also my Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Now hear me out. It's a little bit of self promo, but I do post a bunch of tweaks for you guys, private tweaks. I post a lot of packs, etc. that you will not find on YouTube. So I highly recommend, you know what I'm saying, following my Twitter, joining the Discord, because I post a lot of good options in there. But once you guys have done that, you know what I'm saying, that's completely up to you guys. You guys can follow whatever you guys want. That's up to you guys. I'm going to exit out of this. And also, this is honestly probably the best tweak I can give you guys, aka scheduling optimization. This is also my private service. You guys can choose to do this if you guys want to. This will open up my website and my scheduling website the way you guys can look through, you know what I'm saying? If you guys want to schedule, gives you all the info there. But other than that, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any issues within performance or anything, like I said, you guys can ask me in the comments or join my Discord and ask me. It's up to you guys. I really hope you guys have a nice day, and peace out.